That's what our world is coming to. And a lot of people aren't aware of it to a degree because they're just falling into it. Because at the end of the day, we want what's most convenient. We want what's easier, what makes more sense. What's good, YouTube? You're going to enjoy this one. So thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. Enjoy the show. Everybody is going through something. No matter what stage of life they're at, no matter who they are, everybody is going through something. Everybody has past traumas, everybody has circumstances, everybody has hurt, everybody has things that people are going through. And it's tough. At the end of the day, it sucks. As much as we don't want it to, it does suck. There's some stuff that is out of our control, we're not responsible for, but we ultimately have to deal with it. But there's also things that we did make decisions on, whether we were very aware of it and didn't think about the long-term effects of it, or it was an unconscious decision, an emotional decision, a drunk decision, a high decision. We all made decisions that play a pivotal role in our lives today. And whether we like it or not, some of those things we still have to live with. Even with past traumas from other family members, we have to live with that stuff, and it sucks. It's hard. It's hard to address some of these things. It's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to be open and emotional and to share these things with other people and even with ourselves. Because it comes down to a point of understanding that we might have been wrong in some areas. We might have made some bad decisions. And that's okay. But the longer you avoid acknowledging and taking accountability for those decisions, the longer it takes for you to heal. It's like dealing with somebody who has an addiction and denies it for a long period of time. The longer you take, the longer it takes for you to address it, the longer it takes for you to heal. And the longer it takes for you to heal, you're not just affecting you and your current circumstances, you may be affecting other people's lives based on who you're around. Whether that's family, friends, loved ones, kids, anything like that. What you do right now can affect other people in the long term, even with people coming next behind you, kids that aren't born yet. You don't know essentially what's happening at this point. You don't understand the long-term effects of these things. But once you actually think about them, if you really sat down and think about it, if you had a future long-term view of these things, you can see how all these things could play a role in your life. But most people do focus on the short term, what they feel right now, what needs to get done right now. Bills have to be paid right now. My emotions have to be validated right now. I have to feel loved right now. I have to make money right now. In some circumstances, you are right. There are some things you need right now, but not everything. Some things are going to take a longer time. And unfortunately, it's part of the game. We live in a world where we kind of can get everything right now. We have Amazon where we can get stuff basically tomorrow. We have things like Uber Eats and stuff like that where we can get our food delivered to us in a convenient way. We don't have to get up and get in our car and drive or walk or ride a bike to get somewhere. We get everything brought to us. So we have this world that's built around us that we get everything right now. So you start thinking of movies like Wall-E, for example, where you see the people sitting in the chairs, everything's given to them. They don't have to walk, they don't have to actually do anything. They're just sitting in a chair, watching whatever they want to watch, eating whatever they want to eat, and they're not actually doing any work. And when you see that, you also see them getting overweight. You see them getting sucked into whatever program they're watching as well. That's what our world is coming to. And a lot of people aren't aware of it to a degree because they're just falling into it. Because at the end of the day, we want what's most convenient. We want what's easier, what makes more sense. If you really think about it, what makes sense for us right now did not make sense for a lot of people in the past. Think of electric vehicles. One of those controversial things in the past that wouldn't be possible, what is it, 2030 or 2033? Now there are states that say there will be no more sales of electric or normal gas-powered vehicles after whichever date that is. I'm not 100% sure which one it is off the top of my head. Same with investing, because I am an investor. I invest in the stock market, crypto, startups, and things of that nature. Investing was not something that was for everybody. It was for the people who were wealthy or required a large amount of money to be able to do it. You can invest with as little as $1 at this point, and you can do it in the palm of your hand with your phone. There are many apps, there are many things that you can do yourself to get in, which people before us, generations before us, it was a lot more difficult to do so. And so we have convenience in so many ways at this point in time. Even with me talking to you right now, I'm doing this by myself in a conference room, talking to you through my phone. And this is going to reach millions of people. That's scary for me, sitting here, knowing I'm sitting in a room by myself. But this message is going to get out to millions of people. This was not possible before the access of things and technology we have now. So it is now convenient for us to do that. Think about it. Imagine if Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, any of those people had social media, had access to share their video, audio, any of this stuff with anyone around the world right now. What kind of impact would they have made? They made an impact during their time in a much smaller way. But imagine if Rosa Parks and all those people were here at this point in time, having access to be on live on Instagram, being live on TikTok, Facebook, even being able to post a video and go viral. Or would that stuff be blocked based on the information they put out, based on what they're standing up for? Who knows? That's just the world we live in. But we have the aspect of it being convenient for us to have all these things, and a lot of people don't take advantage of it. A lot of people still live in a past mindset, whether that's something they just believe in, it was passed down from family members or things of that nature, that these things aren't possible, these limiting beliefs that are passed down from generation to generation, or even just from one generation. Eventually, you have to understand that what worked for our parents, what worked for their parents, isn't going to work for us in this day and age. Just like when we have kids, we have nieces and nephews, what works for us right now is not going to work for them. The generation that lived through COVID and in school, that is going to be something that is normal for them. Doing things through their phone, through things like Zoom, video calls, working, or I guess going to school from home, which could lead to working from home, which is what's going on now. Whereas like my generation, the millennial generation, we're kind of the middle children, we're in the middle of both. We saw what happened in the 2000s to the 2010s. We also saw what's currently happening between 2020 and 2030. We're going to see all these things that are happening, and we're in the middle of all of it. But our kids, nieces, nephews, godchildren that are in a cognizant age of 2020, they're going to realize this is normal for them. And that's just what it is at the end of the day.